so validating to be able to have the self-awareness to say, hey, I did that and it actually worked really well, and I'm proud of that. I'm sure there are many of you out there who are in the same situation and want to make some changes in your homeschool that will actually produce the results that you want. Two kiddos, currently ages 6, not 6. Hey guys, welcome back to Regular Secular Mama. If you're new here, my name is Cassie and I'm a 6th-year homeschooling mom to 2 kids who are currently ages 9 and 12 years old. Of course, my crazy cats decided to wait until right when I sat down to start filming to run around the camper and go completely bonkers. So I apologize, there's no way to edit it out or make them not crazy. Anyway, so today's video is going to be all about homeschool reflections and how that plays a part in your planning process and how important it is to do those reflections on a regular basis. Before we go any further, please don't forget to go down and like this video, subscribe to my channel if you like this and would like to see more content from me, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out as soon as a new video is posted. I don't know about you, but sometimes I get the feeling that I'm overwhelmed, I don't have any spare time, I feel like things are just not going well, and I don't see the growth happening and the progress being made. I am sure I'm not alone in this. I'm sure there are many of you out there who are in the same situation and want to make some changes in your homeschool that will actually produce the results that you want, rather than, trying new things all the time, which is fun and exciting and new and shiny, but it doesn't always solve those problems. It's almost like putting a band-aid on whatever it is that's going on in your homeschool. Also, if you're a forward planner like I am, it might be really hard to see when that growth is happening. Reverse planning is a big buzzword right now, and I love the concept behind it, but it doesn't really work for me. It helps me more to forward plan and see things as they are going to come, I guess I should say. So reflections are kind of another way to look back on our homeschool, look back on the past week or a month or quarter or year to see how things went and what we did well and what we could improve on. My number one tip if you're going to try doing reflections for your homeschool is to try to make sure this happens regularly. Whether this is daily or weekly or quarterly or even just once or twice a year, whatever works best for your family and your homeschool, try to make sure that you can do it on a regular basis and it becomes kind of a habit. This is coming from my experience as somebody who used to reflect almost every single week during our school year, and I can tell you that those years went much more smoothly than, say, last year, where I was very sporadic about doing reflections. If I was having a really, really hard time, I would sit down and just vent about it, and it wasn't a very productive way to go about doing that. It was very irregular, and it didn't help me to see the progress that we were probably making, and I couldn't see it. So go ahead and choose some sort of time frame that works best for you. For me, this school year, I have done reflections about every quarter, I guess, every couple of months. We moved, if you missed the memo, and moved into an RV and to another state, and it was a big change for us. So that was kind of a tumultuous time. We got a late start to our school year, later than we normally do. But since we started school, I've been trying to keep track of how often I am doing these reflections. One thing that helps so much in making sure that you actually get around to doing these kinds of reflections regularly is to set a reminder on your phone or schedule it into your calendar on your phone or your paper planner or Notion or some digital planner. However it is that you plan your time and set reminders for tasks that need to happen, add a regular homeschool reflection into that reminder system so that it comes up, it's on your radar, and you don't miss it when it's going to be the most beneficial for you. When it's time to actually sit down and do your reflections, it helps to have maybe some sort of template or a list of questions somewhere that will kind of trigger what it is you want to focus on when you're sitting down and thinking about these things. For example, when I do my reflections, lately I've been using Notion to do them, just so they're kind of all in one place along with all of my long-term lesson plans. And it's really easy to make a template in there that I can just open a blank copy of that template and fill in these questions. So here are the questions that I go over. First, I ask myself, what went well in our homeschool? What are some things that were successes, that we enjoyed, that resulted in the kind of growth I want to see? And then also, really importantly, why did those things go well? What were some things that we did or used that helped that learning take place? Second, I ask myself what didn't go well. This is where I tend to focus the most, when maybe I should also be focusing more on what went well. But it's really important to be able to name the things that need work, to name the issues that you're having, because it's going to be a lot easier to solve those problems if you know what they are and can put it into words. And of course, why didn't those things go well? Kind of along the same lines, my third question is, what are some things that we can do better? Now, this is going to be a little bit more specific than just why didn't things go well. Specifically, what things can we improve on? What can I see that we're lacking? The next question is, how have we spent our time, and are we happy with the things that we have focused our attention on? So are we happy with the way we have spent our time? This helps me kind of reprioritize or make sure that our time is spent on those things that I do prioritize. And I like to end on a positive note and ask myself what we are grateful for right now. This could be anything from having less household chores right now in the RV to something really big like a big project or something in the community that we tapped into. Oh my gosh, I just have to say, I have been loving switching to matcha about half of the time. I don't know if you missed my last video, but I've been trying to cut back on the amount of caffeine, specifically coffee, that I've been drinking. And I started taking these little matcha-based shots with like nootropics and things in them from Magic Mind. Anyway, it's been really good to put it into a matcha like latte because it's matcha based, so it tastes really good along with this rather than just taking a shot of it. Now the flavor has grown on me a little bit. I'm kind of enjoying the flavor of the shot now, but it definitely blends well in something like this. If you are interested in Magic Mind, you can watch my last video where I talked about our like normal morning routine on a typical homeschool day, and I talk a little bit about Magic Mind and what's in it and what they offer. I have a link down in my description that you should definitely go check out, and if you're interested in ordering, you can get 20% off using the code SecularMama20. Anyway, so after I'm done asking myself these questions, at the end of my little template, I've got a space for action items. This is something kind of new that I've added this year. When I did reflections in the past, it was mostly just what went well, what didn't go well, what am I going to do in the future. But I like having this separate space for just actionable items with little check boxes that are short and quick and things that can actually be accomplished. For example, saying that I'm going to, I don't know, spend less time on my phone in the mornings when I'm getting ready for school. That's not something that's really actionable. It's not a short, quick thing I can say, yes, I did that today. But if I kind of reword it and put a checkbox next to it, make it shorter, something like, did not pick up phone until 11 o'clock in the morning. You know, that's something that's a little more specific, and I can say, yes, I did that today, check that box, that's going well, and it's going to bring me closer to the priorities that I have named in my reflection. In my opinion, doing reflections like this on a regular basis is important for pretty much anyone doing anything. But specifically for homeschooling parents, I feel like it's really important and helpful to be able to recognize when there's growth happening, what things are going well, when you make changes and they actually resulted in what you want. Being able to see that helps you, plan for the future. And it's so validating to be able to have the self-awareness to say, hey, I did that and it actually worked really well, and I'm proud of that. And being able to name the things that you're having trouble with, name those areas of improvement or areas that need improvement. You can try on solutions that actually address the problem that you're having, rather than just trying new things, here and there, hoping that things will go better. I personally also really like having those reflections recorded somewhere, whether it's a notebook or online somewhere digitally. Just being able to look back and reflect on those reflections is kind of fun, and it's nice to see like where your minds were a couple of years ago and like what things you did then. My memory is not always the best. I don't always remember things as they actually were. Sometimes I look back and think, man, things were just so hard 3 years ago, when maybe really they were not so hard or kind of fun. Or maybe I'm looking back thinking like, oh, that was just the most perfect time, the most fun year, when in reality we had some issues that, I kind of forgot about. Whether or not you actually do homeschool reflections, I would love to hear from you down in the comments. Tell me if you do them, or do you do them differently than I do. Give us some tips if you have some that I haven't said here in this video. Again, be sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications. Thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!